Hi there, and welcome to this video where I'm going to be debating the topic of how having a creative practice is also having a spiritual practice and vice versa. At its core, creativity is a form of expression that goes beyond the intellect and reason and the world of the mundane. The act of being creative connects us with something that's larger than ourselves, whether you call it God or the divine or source or the universe or simply the all. When we engage in creative activities with intention, that is, like painting or creating music or writing or any kind of movement, dance or theater, with the infused intention, it becomes more than just making something beautiful, something expressive. It becomes a dialogue with the deeper and higher layers of our own being, which is a beautiful thing. So here, I want to go over some reasons why this creative practice is inherently a spiritual practice. Creativity connects us to the flow and to presence. Creativity requires some focus and some immersion into it, which quiets the chatter of the mind. In this state, often called flow state, you sort of become fully present. You don't think about the past and you're not focused on anything out in the future. And in many spiritual traditions, they recognize presence as something sacred. It's like a gateway to awareness, to mindfulness, and a connection to life itself. Creativity is an expression of your inner truth. So a spiritual practice is about connecting to your authentic self, to your higher self on a soul level. So these creative acts, whatever they are, can allow you to externalize what is within, your emotions, your insights, your intuition, and your subconscious knowledge, as well as your shadows and your traumas and things like that. So every brushstroke, every note, every tune or word becomes a reflection of your inner landscape. Creativity heals and balances energy. So in that sense, creative acts stimulate the body-mind-spirit connection, like playing an instrument, singing, dancing, or painting, can open blocked energy centers in our bodies, like our chakras. It can release emotional tension and harmonize mental states, which are all central aims of spiritual practices as well. By being creative, we can do shadow work and shine a light into our subconscious and heal and integrate past traumas of our lives. Creativity mirrors the divine patterns of nature. So in that sense, creativity is not exclusive to humans. There are fish and birds, for example, that create these intricate mandalas as part of their mating rituals. And whales sing their songs, and dolphins communicate with the high-pitched sound, and so does bats also navigate through sound. So, and all of these for communication, for mating, and for self-expression, just like us humans. Engaging in creative practices aligns you with the universal impulse to manifest intelligence, beauty, aesthetics, the golden ratio, for example, and intention into this world. Creativity fosters reverence, gratitude, and humility. Creativity teaches us patience, acceptance of imperfections, and appreciation for the process itself. The most important part of having a creative practice is to have fun with it, to find joy and playfulness in it. These are key qualities cultivated in spiritual disciplines as well, like surrender, trust, and gratitude for the act of being. Just the simple act of being, of not performing, just being. Creativity is ritualized communion with the universe, with Source, with the All. In this sense, when your creativity is approached with intention, like for example, smudging before you start your work, lighting a candle, preparing your tools, or setting aside time specifically for your creative practice, this way your practice becomes a sacred ritual. It becomes a way for you to communicate with the divine. You're co-creating with the universe, honoring life and acknowledging your role as a conscious participant in creation. A creative practice is a spiritual practice. So in conclusion, a spiritual practice is a creative practice, and a creative practice is a spiritual practice because it bridges the internal and the external, the above with the below, the human and the universe. It's a pathway to presence, to self-knowledge, to energetic alignment, and communication with the sacred divine. In that sense, having a creative practice is an important integral part of your mental and spiritual well-being. By creating, you are not just producing art, you are engaging in a dialogue with the source of life itself. You're translating the subconscious messages, you're exploring symbolisms within, and connecting with your inner wisdom, your intuition. Every color choice, every node, every word, every form becomes a mirror of your soul. Regardless of your means of creativity, you're tapping into this universal current, the same current that guides rivers, trees, and the wind. Thus, the act of creating becomes meditation. Your mind quiets, your heart opens, and your spirit aligns. So remember, creativity is divine. It's the language through which beings, humans, animals, and even nature itself expresses connection to the source, the oneness of the all. And in this way, your practice is your offering, your meditation, your gateway to the sacred divine. That's the end of the video for today. Thank you so much for watching. Please comment, like, and subscribe. Thank you so much. I appreciate you.